welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being here this evening and for keeping time. You're most welcome. As you know, we're all here for a year review on ICT. We'll be able to talk more on that. So this is just to say karibuni sana.
I just want to welcome you to this celebration. We should have met in December, but you know there were political circumstances that affected practically everybody, and we were also affected. So I just want to thank you for responding to this call to come and be part of this celebration. So it's just looking into what were the key challenges, last year, what were the milestones, and then some sort of prediction of what will happen in 2018. One of the things that KICTANet did last year that we would say is different is that we were able to deploy an electoral, a tech-based observer mission during the elections, and we were purely observing on elections. So those people who are here and participated in that, I really want to thank you because it was done on voluntary basis, and yet so much information came out of what we did. We need to celebrate the fact that we've been able to forge partnerships with the Parliamentary ICT Committee and also the Senate ICT Committee. And we are glad, we are working very closely with the Deputy Chair of the Senate Committee, Honorable Abshiro Halake, and then we're also working with Honorable Kisang from, the Parliamentary ICT Committee. That for us has been very good.
So with the survey, we had 23 questions, and the 23 questions came from the ICT wish list. So we just took the thematic areas and then broke them down into access, legal issues, human capital, and infrastructure. So we had 23 questions, 19 yielded quantitative data, and 4 yielded qualitative data, which Wambo will take us through. On gender participation, let's say we achieved a third. So we got 30.8 respondents who are female, and then 65.4 are male. 3.8 chose not to say their gender. And then when we asked to what extent do we feel that people with disability have better access to ICT services, so people who strongly felt that they don't have access were 30.8 of the respondents, and then 40.4 moderately felt that they didn't have access. Only 1.9% strongly felt that people with disability had better access to ICT services.
The data was very interesting because we had the numbers, as Liz said, but we also had these questions where we asked people to give opinion, and they would give that in short sentences or phrases. And what we did with these phrases was we put them together and started looking for themes. So the themes are what I'm going to present. What our participants in this study said were they would want to see data protection as a policy issue prioritized. I think the business of access, and even this thing of saying that not everybody has access. I think access sometimes is seen as an elitist thing. It's the people in Nairobi who have access, or the 3G and 4G and how far it goes. There was a question about, do we really have strong access? And one participant said, provide internet as a necessity and as a basic right. You can't expect wananchi to file returns in the villages when they lack basic internet infrastructure.
So how can the ICT sector support youth unemployment, and what do you think is a key thing to do to address that in 2018?
Thank you, Steph. To have a lot of youth access on employment in the ICT infrastructure means that we need the 3G and 4G that we've been talking about in the rural areas, in the vulnerable setups, the slums. Also looking at the government, I think we need a platform where we can, just like the e-government system, the e-citizen, iTax, there needs to be a learning platform. If we have that platform, a learning platform where either we channel out good software developers or even hardware, people who can actually work on hardwares, then I think we'll actually talk a different language next year. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe just to get things going. This one goes to Shiko. What are your thoughts on some of the jobs that are really being cut by, say, tech? Sometimes you needed a personal assistant. You have an app that can do that. What are your thoughts, and what would you tell the young people in the room? Where should they be looking now?
All right. Thank you, Rosemary, for that question. So this is the reality. It's a reality that, tech is replacing humans in the workplace. What was being done by 5 people is now being done by 1 program. What I would say for the job seekers out there, so stay ahead of the game, but think beyond the employment sector. Because as it is, people are looking to, the employment sector is evolving, it's changing, and that's one of the trends that's coming in the new year. It's changing, all right? So change with it, do not be left behind. Technology is your friend, it's available on your, on your device. Stay ahead, upskill yourself, but think beyond being employed. Have I answered?
I'm always very sensitive when employees are attacked and told we should look to entrepreneurship. In the year that we've had in the election year, I think employees were doing quite well, right? We were still consistent, salary inaingia, things are good. I'm only joking. That's a long-term thinker's approach. So thank you for those thoughts.
Mine really is more on, is it time we start looking at having technically inclined people in some of these government institutions to sort of streamline the way things work? So if you look at, all the institutions we have, we want to go digital, but when things get to the top, there isn't quite that understanding of, how it's going to work.
Having IT people in government, absolutely. It is so saddening that there was a time I was at Makadara Law Court, and I saw a small, it's not even an office, it's on the corridor, like after the loo, there was a small desk, and it said ICT office. It's just sad that the government has not taken up ICT as an important and integral part of governance. I think it's very important from the low level straight to the top. Otherwise, we will have forums like this, we will want to push our agendas, but like he said, the guy at the top has no clue what you're talking about, and it'll get shut down. So I think it is very necessary, absolutely. If there's any HR person in the government, I think this is serious. We need to discuss this, because you can't have one small desk on a corridor next to the toilets saying ICT office. It's not acceptable. That's what I think.
So this question is for CA. The President of State House said that he wants CA to give 1 billion from the Universal Service Kitty to NSIS for cybersecurity issues. And then just yesterday at Kikao Kiku, the Director General, Francis Wangusi, said that they actually don't have 1 billion to give to. It shows that there's actually a disconnect between CA and the government and the people. Why is the public, including even the president, why don't they know what the CA is doing with these funds, universal service funds.
Yes, the president had made a public pronouncement that 1 billion be transferred from the authority to the cybercrime unit of the police. To date, the authority has not received a formal communication from the presidency telling us this is the account to transfer the money. Do we throw it outside? It's not been done. I work at the authority, I can tell you we've never received that communication. 2, to close the voice gap in this country will require in excess of 70 billion Kenya shillings. We've only collected 7.1. So do we use it, or we target communities who climb trees to make a phone, or travel hundreds of kilometers to reach where there's network coverage? So I think let us address the objectives of the fund, but also maybe use the other monies within the authority to support the presidential request.
Okay, thank you for that. Would you please help me appreciate Paul, Rukia, Tim, Dr. Wamboy, Liz, and Wanjiko? Thank you.
Thank you all for attending this session today and for the vibrant participation of all members. So I will just say now, bon appetit and bon cocktail. Thank you.